This is the one that I don't feel like a lot of people know about, but if you know, you know. Armen Petrosyan versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Now, we got a little bit of a, we were robbed of a real fun performance against Duncan versus Todorovic, right? It was fun. The lanky, powerful Dusko Todorovic was relegated to the back foot, while Christian Duncan was all front foot, steam ahead. Looked like he was start mixing up the shots. You stand. The long story short, you stand and you trade with Christian Duncan in open space. It's going to either be a really short night or you're going to walk out of there bruised, beaten, and bloodied and battered. But AJ, my pushback here is that I feel like Armen Petrosyan, for whatever reason, maybe because he got 8-inch reach disadvantage here, they're writing this dude off like he's the UFC newcomer in this matchup here. I'm going to preface this conversation by saying I think plus 130 Armen Petrosyan is a steal for a money line bet right here. You have a more experienced fighter in terms of UFC experience. You have a better grappler. You have a better well-rounded striker in Armen Petrosyan. But then you got just that straight fuck you power of Christian Duncan that puts people out. So what impresses you about the short career thus far of Christian Duncan?
It's the athleticism, Derek. The athleticism of CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, can come in and really have you seen him in spots where he just was. You know, disagree with me if you think I'm wrong, Derek, but being an ex-basketball player is one of the most athletically inclined people. You have that fast twitch muscle. You still have a little bit of strength. You're not as blocky as a football player. You know, there's levels of athletic gift, if you will, that come with learning how to play basketball. And you can see it in Christian Duncan, bro. This dude's long, lanky, has the moves, fight like he's a couple weight classes down. And like I said, will not be there when you think he is, so you can't hit him. Now, that all being said, folks, whenever I saw this fight, I was breaking things down. I thought I was taking the gamble. I thought I was taking the underdog in Christian Duncan. But turns out, for some reason, the odds makers they're just seeing lights right now. There's stars above Christian Duncan's head, and they're excited for him. Don't get me wrong, there's reasons for that. But Petrosyan, Derek might be right on something right here. Petrosyan at plus 130 could possibly be a steal because he is very well-rounded. Do you see the athleticism that I'm talking about, that natural gift that Duncan has? Do you see that becoming a problem for Petrosyan, or has he already seen it? Excuse me for the stutter.
I think that, well, first I'll say the athleticism of Christian Duncan pops off the screen. You see it immediately. You're like, yo, this dude's going to be a star, bro. Like, if he can keep these fights standing, he's going to be a star. But I want to rewind a couple of fights for Armen Petrosyan where he fought a dude that everybody counted, same situation. Everybody counted him out. He was going to get smashed. And I feel like you know who I'm talking about here, but I'm talking about RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez, right? This dude, world beater, fantastic jiu-jitsu, beast striker. When he throws everything into his shots. Armen Petrosyan weathered that storm, and he got the victory right there, right? And why? It's because while Christian Duncan, Gregory Rodriguez, these guys, they have phenomenal power, and they pick their shots very well. Petrosyan is just going to pick at you the entire fight. Entire fight, he's picking at you nonstop. And what's the other thing about Armen Petrosyan is he could fight off of his back foot. So if Christian Duncan does do the pressure approach, you have to watch out for that check left hook that's going to be there all night long. What's the other thing, too? Armen Petrosyan can grapple a little bit, brother. And Christian Duncan, like I said, open space, you look like an all-star. You look like a superstar. But what happens when that space gets taken away? Now, AJ, coming from the striking background, obviously it's much easier to fight explosively off the front foot. From your tape review, what have you seen from Chris Duncan off of his back foot?
Ooh, we didn't get to see much, Derek. We did see Dusko control a little bit of that. A couple of his other fighters. This dude if you let him get rolling, if you let Duncan get rolling, it's going to be a hard night for you to actually get any respect from him. But if you do, you start cracking him to the body, you start working those. What I think's Petrosyan's biggest talent that's going to be exploited or utilized, depending on which way you see it, will be the kicks. Shut down those legs, beat those legs up, a couple to the breadbasket, really working the legs and not letting those long arms start to cause detriment to you. I mean, if Petrosyan can do that, do you see him finding a way to win this fight?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You actually stole a little bit of my thunder. I was just about to talk about the kicks of Petrosyan. The kicks are nasty, bro. The kicks are nasty. But then again, you cannot get caught at the end of a Christian Duncan combination. You cannot. It's going to be game over. Even for an Armen Petrosyan, it will be game over. So I will just say this, man. I think Armen Petrosyan is a steal here. I think that this is one of the few times you're going to get him on these underdog odds after the Gregory Rodriguez fight. But then again, you cannot deny the star power that is Christian Duncan. I'm excited for just like his career. I want to see him develop. I want him to see him smash people. But officially on his record, English prospect, 8-0. I mean, he's surging. But you got these dudes in Armen Petrosyan. Where's homeboy fighting out of? Armenia? Come on, bro. Like, these dudes are different. They're just different. So over and under right here. This is my last thing before we talk about the odds and kind of, get the thing pushing here. Takedown average for Armen Petrosyan, 0, right? We ain't here to grapple. We're here to strike. How many times do you see him clinch up Christian Duncan and actually maybe try a little trip or something like that? What are the over and under on that?
Ooh, over and under. I'm going to say 6, Derek, and I take the over. I think he's going to work in that clinch and really try to get him down, get him into some waters he's not comfortable with and bloody them up, if you will.
Fair play. All right, listen, to props, right? TKO I want to analyze first. Plus 225 Christian Duncan, plus 475 Armen Petrosyan. I think that's fair. I think that's fair in terms of a prop, right? Here's the interesting one. Plus 200 decision prop for Christian Duncan, who is primarily a finisher. He gets everybody out of there round 1, round 2 primarily, right? I think cardio-wise, this goes 3 rounds. I think we're in favor of an Armen Petrosyan who has a plus 250 decision prop. So I just want to know from your perspective, why do you think they're giving Duncan the decision prop in terms of value?
I think it has to be the stars of the flashes of camera, Derek, the sights, because you're right. I mean, yeah, is he athletic and does he probably have that gas tank to really go the distance? Probably, but we haven't seen it. We haven't really seen him, especially under the lights of the UFC, which we know are a different game when you step in there against a technician, Petrosyan. Somebody's been doing it for so long that we know he can go all 3 rounds and still be bouncing around on his feet looking for counters. I don't know. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. As the one that's going with CLD over here, the decision looks a little juicier, but I don't see it that way, Derek. I don't see it personally.
What's your pick?
Oh, I'm going Christian Duncan, man, and I'm going TKO. Make it early. Give me your round 1. This guy's going to the stars, baby.
I'll tell you, man, if he pulls this one off, bro, this dude, you're giving him some real. This is already stiff competition. You're giving him someone really real. Give me Armen Petrosyan. Give me that decision prop. Plus 250 decision for Armen Petrosyan. Once again, plus 130 is a steal in and of itself just for this contest. If you want to throw a little extra juice, go the decision. You know what time it is. All right, folks.